Hey guys, let's get more news about San Francisco 49ers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Look, Celtics star Jason Tatum takes shot at Miami Heat to kick off Boston's championship parade. The Boston Celtics are celebrating their recent NBA title victory with a championship parade in the city. Before the parade even got underway, Celtics star Jason Tatum decided to stir the pot a bit. While being interviewed by former Celtics big man Brian Scalabrine, Tatum was asked if the Celtics series against the Miami Heat was any sweeter due to the lack of success that Boston had against them in previous years. "They're always easy," Tatum sarcastically replied. After defeating the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5 earlier this week, the Celtics flew down to Miami to celebrate their NBA record 18th championship. It was perceived to be a shot at the Heat, who have beaten the Celtics in 2 of the last 4 playoff matchups. Tatum has a 13-12 career record against the Heat in the postseason. Still, he gets a little leeway since the Celtics won the Larry O'Brien Trophy and eliminated the Heat in doing so. In addition to Tatum's comments, it's expected that there will be plenty of viral moments coming out of Boston as the Celtics celebrate on Friday. Celtics star Jaylen Brown, who was named the NBA Finals MVP, arrived at the event wearing a t-shirt that said "State Your Source" on it. Brown is likely taking a jab at ESPN personality Stephen A. Smith, who previously reported that a source told him that Brown had a large ego and wasn't a marketable superstar. Teammate Al Horford brought a little bit of lightness to the parade celebration as he simply wore a t-shirt of Tom Brady partaking in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl parade back in 2021. Florida law banning heat protections for workers comes into effect as heatwave hits. A heatwave is expected to grip most of the East Coast, with higher than seasonal temperatures from Florida to Massachusetts and into the interior of the eastern United States. The heat index in Florida is looking concerning, but in 10 days, the state will enforce a ban on heat protection for workers. The extremely controversial law was signed by Governor Ron DeSantis in April and prohibits any cities and counties in Florida from passing heat protections for workers, like the ones that Miami-Dade County considered last year. The failed Republican presidential nominee, DeSantis only got 1.6% of the primary votes, distanced himself from the bill after signing it, saying that it did not come from him. The law, known as HB 433, becomes effective on July 1 and blocks the local government from requiring that employers provide basic heat safety protection, shade, water breaks, employee monitoring, and appropriate first aid measures. As reported by Orlando Weekly, business lobbying groups made this bill a priority in the legislature. It is considered an extremely short-sighted policy that will cost lives and will damage the economy. A report from Public Citizen last year showed that heat stress kills up to 2,000 people and also causes 170,000 injuries on job sites every year in the United States. It disproportionately affects lower-income workers as well as Black and brown people. The report shows that failure to implement heat safety measures costs the U.S. economy $100 billion per year, and the brunt of that is paid by employers. It's incomprehensible that people who live in Florida, and are supposed to represent the people of Florida, can vote against the health and safety of the workers that make this economy run, who were considered essential workers just a couple years ago and given PPE, are now treated like this, and not giving protection from extreme heat. Jeannie Economos, an organizer with the Farm Worker Association of Florida, told the Miami Herald. "That makes no sense and it's unconscionable. For each 1 degree Celsius of warming, the number of workplace injuries goes up by 1%. As summer gets into full swing, with even more sweltering temperatures on the horizon, workers across Florida will have even less protection." Record temperatures were registered across many cities and counties of the state last year. Back in August 2023, the city of Orlando got to a temperature of 37.7 degrees Celsius 100 degrees Fahrenheit, breaking a record set in 1938. Alan Hahn, Jimmy Butler's days in Miami are over. ESPN's Alan Hahn seems to be of the belief that Jimmy Butler will not be a member of the Miami Heat franchise by the time the 2024-25 season commences. "Well, Jimmy Butler's days in Miami are over," Hahn said on the subject of bold offseason predictions. You heard Pat Riley talk, and Pat Riley said something that put everybody's attention about Jimmy Butler. And one other thing, it's not just that. It's also, Daryl Morey is laying in the weeds, and do you remember the mistake that the Sixers made? Daryl Morey might want to fix that mistake, bring Jimmy Butler back to Philly, and put together a band that should have been together years ago. Back in May, Riley criticized Butler's decision to troll the Boston Celtics and New York Knicks, despite the fact that the 34-year-old did not appear in a single game during the Heat's first-round series against Boston, which Miami lost in 5 games. But a report surfaced last month that should calm the nerves of Heat fans, as NBA executives reportedly think that Butler will remain with the Heat. A far murkier dynamic is that of Jimmy Butler, whose extension eligible in Miami, Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports reported. The Sixers, of course, have been in the Butler business before. He and Joel Embiid maintained a close relationship, and Butler may have been the all-star whom Morey most often attempted to acquire in Houston, sources said. At this juncture, however, league executives are of the mind Butler will most likely remain with the Heat. Butler has just 1 year remaining on his current contract with Miami, as he is set to earn nearly $49 million in the 2024-25 campaign, but then has a player option for the 2025-26 season. The former Marquette University star has spent the last 5 seasons of his NBA career as a member of the Heat and averaged 20.8 points per game on 49.9% shooting from the field and a career-high 41.4% from three-point range, along with 5.3 rebounds, 5.0 assists, and 1.3 steals per game in the 2023-24 regular season. And are you a fan? What do you think of Jimmy Butler's exit? Leave your opinion in the comments.